All right, so the next thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to set up my null object. I'm going to line it up so I can add all of these words to it. So up here from layer, I'll choose new null object, and that'll drop this null one into my my project, my composition here. And if I want to, I can actually rename this, and I can call this Harry, because he's only going to talk once. So I'll call this Harry. And then I'm going to select all of my lines that Harry says. And using my whip tool here, I'm going to attach that to my null object. And you can see this is the null object right here. And now if I move those around, I'm moving all of those things by just moving that one null object. Now I can do add the keyframes, and it gets really powerful. So under my null object, with just that layer selected, I'm going to set some keyframes. So at this point, I can say maybe I want PD to show up when he first says it with a particular scale and a particular position. And I'm going to adjust that so it's coming, maybe I'll make it look like it's coming right out of his mouth. So I'm going to adjust that down here. I'll move it over so it's coming right out of his mouth at that point. And then I'm going to take those two keyframes that I just set there. I'll zoom in a little bit, hitting plus on the keyboard. I'm going to take those two keyframes that I just set. I'm going to select them, Control C to copy, and then I'm going to paste them again just a few frames before my next word comes in with a Control V to paste. And then as my next word comes in, I'm going to actually move my position and scale so that it's a little bit over, a little bit up, a little more over, and I'm going to go a little bit bigger. And so now you can see that it goes PD, and then as it gets close here, it moves over a little bit, didn't, and then I think I'll leave it there for even, as even comes in, and then maybe when it says have, this is something I'm considered. Well, no, I think I want to leave all my words up there. But when it says have, I need it to come up a little bit, right? So I'm going to copy these two keyframes. I'll put them a few frames before, and then as it says have, I need it to come up. So I'll adjust my y-axis. And now I don't want to cover Lloyd's face, so I'm going to make that a little smaller. And there, and then A is fine, and then head, maybe as he says head, maybe I'll have that go nice and big. So I'll come over here, I'll take my two keyframes right here, copy them, paste them where my playhead is with a Control V, and then I'm going to set new keyframes for position and scale just by changing the size of this. So I'll have that head off screen, and I'll bring this up a little bit, and I'll change it to a little bit bigger. So now we can see as we play it in real time, I'll zoom out so you can see all those keyframes. Play it in real time, right? So we see that's kind of moving there, and we finished that first null object, which is Lloyd's line. We can actually then take this null object and cut it right at the end of all of our words here with Alt in bracket, so it cuts it there. Then we can close that up, and then we're ready to start on our second set of lines, which is Lloyd's. So that's the first set.